Okay, an update to a story that we brought you last month. The CDC wants more people who are at risk of getting HIV to take a daily pill called PreP. Now, the pill is more than 90% effective in preventing the virus, and the FDA approved it almost 2 years ago, but so far it has been barely used. Roxana Saberi is back with more on this story. Roxana.
Back again, Tony. We first looked into PreP, also called Truvada, back in January. That was right after New York State endorsed it. And now, for the first time, the CDC is issuing new in-depth guidelines to persuade more doctors to prescribe the drug. It hopes this will get more people, including gay men, to use it. As we learned before, few of them have been embracing it.
At play and sometimes at risk. Gay men are using condoms less and less, 20% less in recent years, according to the Centers for Disease Control. New York psychotherapist Damon Jacobs is gay. He's doing what many others aren't, taking a pill called Truvada.
I explained to my doctor, I'm having a more difficult time staying consistent with condoms than before. And here is this medication that could be more than 90% effective if taken every day.
He's such a fan, he started this Facebook page promoting it.
PreP has been shown to be safe and effective in preventing HIV infection when taken.
But other gay men are less enthusiastic about Truvada, also called PreP. Dr. Janine Bookhart-Murray has offered the pill to many of her patients, but only one is using it.
Young men are getting infected. When a person is young, you know, they have that spirit of being invincible. It's not going to happen to me.
Most of her patients at this drop-in center in Harlem are low income. Some don't have insurance. Without it, the drug costs more than $1,000 a month. But most people here have never even heard of Truvada.
I know it has something to do, I don't know, some type of virus or bacteria or something.
It's not only low-income gay men, but also middle and upper-class men who aren't taking Truvada. We came to this Manhattan gay bar to see what people know about it. Let's go in and find out.
If you were told that you're supposed to take one of these a day to prevent getting HIV/AIDS, would you take it?
Yes. Well, I would still use the condom, but that would definitely help.
I don't know if I would spend the money to take a drug like that, knowing that with preventative behavior, I could handle that myself.
For now, getting people to know more about Truvada is clearly an uphill battle for Damon. It's also a personal one. 2 of his friends recently died from HIV/AIDS, and he doesn't want to lose anyone else.
The CDC told us today that with its new guidelines, it hopes to see a 50-fold increase in the number of prescriptions of the drug from 10,000 to 500,000 a year. The CDC wants doctors to give PreP to these groups of HIV-negative people. Gay men who have unprotected sex, anyone who has sex with high-risk partners like drug injectors, people who inject drugs themselves or share needles, and people with HIV-positive partners. We checked back with some of the folks we spoke to in our early report. The doctor told us she's prescribed PreP to only 1 more person since we met in January, so that's a total of 2. She says her hospital has set up a citywide group to figure out how to make the drug more popular. She hopes the CDC's new guidelines will help. So does Damon Jacobs, the gay therapist with a Facebook page promoting the pill.
What it does for the patient, or for what I like to call the consumer who may consider using PreP, is that ultimately this will take away some of the stigma and some of the shame that we who use PreP have to deal with when we decide to be responsible about preventing HIV in this way.
The stigma Jacobs is talking about, some critics call PreP a party drug and argue it will encourage men to avoid condoms. But Tony, a doctor at the CDC, told me a lot of people who should be using PreP aren't using condoms already.
Good point. All right. Roxanne, appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate the update.